Hello and welcome everybody to this new tutorial. Today we'll be doing September 2020 for the National Entrance Exam into medical schools in Cameroon and the biology part. So we have 50 questions to go. We go straight right into it. Okay, the first question: an animal tissue made up of a single layer of flat cells functioning in the rapid diffusion of substances may be located in the alveoli. Okay, yeah. In the alveoli of the lungs, of course, for exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. The genetic function of restriction endonuclease during a genetic process could be: endonuclease are enzymes used to cut DNA, so go with T, clicking nucleic acid at specific sites during the process. Okay, the third question: the bonds that stabilize the secondary structure of protein molecules are hydrogen bonds. Yeah. The fourth: which of the following two enzymes is required to produce recombinant DNA? Remember, in the second question we asked about endonuclease. So we have the endonuclease and ligase. Endonuclease used to cut DNA at specific sites, so we can inject a new DNA, foreign DNA into the DNA, and then ligase used to bind them back together. So endonuclease to cut and ligase to bind. 5. The base sequence in the codon of the messenger ribonucleic acid transcribed by the triplet CTA on DLC on DNA is C, GAU. Remember, we go with our complementary base pairing. Yes, complementary base pairing. C binds with G, T with A, and A with U. Well, on DNA A with U, but on RNA A binds with T on DNA, but on RNA T is replaced by uridine, by uracil. So we have, instead of T, since we're talking about mRNA, messenger RNA, we go with UGAU. Thank you. Number 6, hormones produced by the anterior pituitary gland are called trophic hormones because, I did not highlight in red, but we have this here. Yes, because they're hormones, because they and this is really not correct. Yes, sorry about that. I think the answer should be, let me grab a pen here. Oh, no. Let me grab a pen here. Okay. The answer is because they stimulate other glands to produce their hormones. Yes, sorry if my line is not quite straight here. It's because I'm using the laptop's mouse, which is not very accurate. So we go with A. Yeah, to correction there. So we go back to our laser pointer. A. They stimulate other glands to produce their hormones, trophic hormones. 7. In muscle contraction, the role of tropomyosin is tropomyosin D to inhibit any interaction between the actin and myosin filaments. Yes, tropomyosin kind of on actin covers binding sites so that there is no muscle contraction. Number 8. What is the main product of cyclic phosphorylation? ATP. Cyclic phosphorylation. ATP is the main product. Yes. What causes depolarization of the postsynaptic membrane? None of the above. Is a fusion of synaptic vesicles with the presynaptic membrane? No. Synaptic vesicles basically fuse with the post. Anyways. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'm the pre before being released. Fusion of synapse with the post? No. Anyways, what causes depolarization is the influx of sodium ions. Yes. Influx of sodium ions into the in the cytoplasm or in the nerve dendrite or whatever axon. Yes, so depolarization is not caused by whatever synapse or whatever. It's caused by sodium ions entering into the nerve terminal. Yes, when sodium channels open and sodium enters, then depolarization occurs. Number 10, which of the following joints allow a free rotation of the limb? A pivot joint. A. 11th, which of the following processes of meiosis leads to the formation of new genetic combinations in daughter cells? Crossing over. Crossing over. Excuse me there. The size of a cell was observed at 5 millimeters using a microscope. With a microscope. Sorry, it's a little bit of a mistake there. With a magnification power of 50,000. What is the actual size of the cell? A. Okay. Here, basically, I think we just use the magnification, which is, sorry, my freehand drawing on the laptop is really not good. Magnification is V on U, where V is the size of the object of the image, and U is the size of the object, and we are looking for the size of the image of the object, so just make it the subject formula. Thank you. Number 13, plant hormones differ from animals hormones in that they are transported by phloem to their target organs. Yes. Okay, we move. The most, remember, in animals is transported in blood. The 14, the most appropriate definition of animal growth is irreversible increase in dry mass of an organism. Yes. That's C. A, irreversible increase in cell size. Well, yes, it's a subset of irreversible increase in the dry mass. And B, irreversible increase in the number of cells. So growth occurs either by increasing the sizes of the cells or in the number of the cells. Yeah, so A and B are kind of subsets of C. That's why we go with C. Number 15, according to the hypothesis of Jacob and Monod, in the regulation of genes, operon is composed of, go with C, operator and structural gene. 16, the part of the brain containing the cardiovascular and respiratory centers is the medulla. Medulla oblongata. 17, which of the following statements about alleles is false? Alleles determine your speech. No. T. DNA and RNA differ in sugar and pyrimidine. Yes. DNA contains deoxyribose, RNA ribose. DNA for the pyrimidines, DNA contains thymine and cytosine, while RNA contains uracil and cytosine. 19, modifications of proteins and lipids into glycoproteins and lipoproteins occurs in Golgi bodies. B. Competitive inhibitors prevent an enzyme from functioning in, yes, they block the active sites of the enzyme. C. So the substrate can no longer bind. 21, the pressure caused by the contraction of the cardiac ventricle is systolic. C. Which of the following factors will most likely affect the speed of cell division? Cell size. Yes. Cell size will most likely affect. The more a cell grows, the cell is trying basically to regulate the cell size and cell volume ratio. Yes, because the larger the cell, the larger the volume, and the more difficult it is, and the ratio between the size and volume becomes very large, and it becomes difficult for the cells to transport substances that needs food, take in food, to send out waste. It becomes more difficult. So cell size affects most likely. Which of the following best describes a bacteriophage? It's a virus that destroys bacteria, of course. B. Where are Purkinje fibers located in the heart? They are located in the ventricular walls. Yes, the ventricular walls. Mitochondria is considered a semi-autonomous organelle due to the presence of DNA. Yeah, mitochondria contain their own DNA and can self-replicate. Which of the following is not a function of insulin? This is initiation of the conversion of excess glycogen into glucose. No, it does the reverse. Yes. So D. Sorry. I don't know why there are a lot of errors here. But go with D. Not B. Yeah. D. At the time of implantation in the uterus, the human embryo is called the blastocyst. It's the blastocyst that implants. Yes. 28. What characteristic of water causes its temperature to change slowly? It's very high specific heat capacity, 4,180 joules per kilogram per Kelvin. Yeah, I think I'm right there. Yeah, per kilogram per Kelvin. 29. What will happen if the lysosomal membrane accidentally breaks down? Of course, it's going to release its enzymes, digestive enzymes, which will digest the cell's components. B. Sorry. Here we go with B. Again, a lot of errors. Another error. Sorry about that. Really sorry about that. That's the answer is B. 30. Which of the following is a chemical mediator in the synapse of a neuron? Acetylcholine. Yeah. The chemical bond of glycolysis and Krebs cycle is acetyl-CoA. Yes. Remember, the product of glycolysis is pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid undergoes dehydrogenation. Is reduced. Yes. Or is oxidized. Yes, oxidized actually. And decarboxylated to form acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA enters the Krebs cycle. And binds with the 4-carbon sugar to form another 6-carbon sugar. That's another story. Citrate. Well, we continue. When a cell is fully turgid, which of the following values will be 0? The water potential will be 0. Remember yes, it's 0. The water potential has negative values for solutions, and for pure water is 0. Activation of amino acids occurs in which part of the cell during protein synthesis in the cytoplasm? A, not D. Again, I'm really sorry about the errors. Yes, really hope to get better next time. 34. Which of the following statements is true about the egg released during ovulation? Okay, it's part of the question I was doubting. Okay, the answer, say B. Oh, it's not highlighted there. B says he's in metaphase 2 of the meiotic division. Okay, so the answer is B. Yes, B. The answer is B. Which of the following cells can undergo meiotic division? Sorry about the delay. C, the oocyte and spermatogonia. Yeah, oocyte and spermatogonia. Not the sperm and egg. Take care. The sperms and egg are the products of the meiotic division. Yes. So basically, when the oocyte and spermatogonia undergo meiotic division, they produce the sperm and the eggs. So the sperm and the eggs cannot undergo meiotic division. C, which mammalian gland produces cortisol? The adrenal gland. More precisely in the cortex. The cortex of the adrenal gland, the middle layer of the cortex. What are autosomes? Somatic chromosomes. A. Yeah. Hormonal blood type O can never have a child with blood group AB. It's impossible. Okay, resting potential is maintained by active transport and ion channels at controlled voltage. Yes, basically the sodium potassium pump, which pumps out 3 sodium and pumps in 2 potassium ions into the cell, and that's what maintains our resting membrane potentials. 14. In human females, the first polar body, it divides to give the second polar body. Divides to give the second polar body. 41. Where is the conified epithelium in the mammal? In the skin, on the skin. B. 42. The protein part of a functional enzyme is the apoenzyme. An enzyme needs kind of cofactors. Yes, so an enzyme is generally enzymes are proteins. Yes, enzymes are proteins. Yes, but generally they also need something to activate. So the protein part of an enzyme is an apoenzyme, which is generally inactive. So basically, you always need a coenzyme or a cofactor to form a completely functional enzyme, which we call the holoenzyme, which is in A. But here, asking about the protein part, which is B, the apoenzyme. The enzyme and vitamin needed for blood clotting are thrombokinase and vitamin K, A. 44. The function of the liver that causes the production of bile pigments is bile that causes the production of bile pigments is the gradation of hemoglobin. E. 45. The absence of this vitamin in diet leads to deficiency called scurvy. That's vitamin C. Vitamin C. 46. The optimal pH for functioning of pepsin enzyme is 2. Yes. 2B. Can have yes, go B. That's the pH in the stomach. That's why HCl is being secreted to increase that, to reduce that pH. 47. The phase at which gastrin is stimulated to release HCl in the stomach is basically the first phase is the cephalic phase. C. 48. The transport of soluble final products of carbohydrate and protein digestion through the intestinal mucosa into the blood capillaries of the villi is done by diffusion and active transport. Yeah. B. Diffusion and active transport. 49. In humans, iodized salt in food prevent against cretinism. E. If you lack iodine, it means you're going to lack thyroid hormones. Deficiency in thyroid hormones causes cretinism. 50. Hemophilia is inherited as a sex-related recessive trait. Let me get a pen there because I feel I have to solve a bit. Normal father. What's the probability that a woman with a normal father who marries a normal man has children with this trait? Well, we go with 25%. Yeah. Now, a woman who marries a normal man, a normal man is going to have he's going to have this as his about the right thing, which is and the woman now, the woman can be normal, completely normal, like this 2 big H, or now here she could also be with small h. Let me just put it in brackets so I'm writing a lot. Yeah, so when we cross this, we have big XH and big, and the same thing, big XH. Yes. Well, when we cross basically a heterozygous woman, we cross. Sorry, I think I'm basically making things more complicated for myself here by joining them. Well, so I'll erase that one first. When we cross these two people, if assuming the woman is normal, like this, the probability of her having a child that is sick with the trait, because a child with the trait is a child that contains at least one small h. Yes. So I should contain at least this, whether sick or not, or carrier. So the probability of her having a child with a trait here is 0. So she can either be this or a carrier, and the probability of her having a child with a trait being a carrier is 50%. So we see that now, taking the probability that there is probability 50% of her being a carrier or 50% of her being not a carrier. So we do the probability of her being a carrier in the first place is 50%. Yes, multiplied by the probability of her having a child, the trait, which is still 50%. That's half times half, so it's going to give us 25%. So I hope I explained right. Okay, let me take it all over again very briefly. For her to have a child with the trait, now they have told us about the man, her husband, who is normal. It means they have not told us anything about her. I mean, she can be either a carrier or completely normal. Now, the probability of her having a child with the trait being a carrier is 50%. I will multiply that by 50%, which is the probability of her being a carrier in the first place. So because we are not sure that she's a carrier, so 50%, the probability of her having a child with the trait times 50%, the probability of her being a carrier, which gives us 25%. Or she is not a carrier, and she is XH, and XH big H's. And what does she do? The probability of her having a child with the trait being like this is 0. So we don't take care. So we have the final answer, which is 25%. Okay, thank you. We've come to the end, and hope you like and subscribe for next videos. And yes, I'm waiting for your comments in this comment section. You can, if there's anything that's not very clear, you can still ask in the comment section, and we'll get to you. Thank you. Until next time.